Okay, for the next part, we're picking up on part 4 of the chapter 4 tutorial. So for this next part, you're going to want the text wrap option panel open, and to do that, go ahead and go to Window and locate where it says text wrap and go ahead and select that and have it open for this next part. Now go ahead and have nothing selected and have your selection tool. And then what you're going to do is we are going to do a file place, and we are going to place windmills silhouette. So we're going to go to file place and locate windmill silhouette. Go ahead and click open, and you can go ahead and paste it, and notice it's just a single silhouette of a windmill. Now that you have that selected, we want to go to our text wrap panel and select the wraparound text object, and you can see now that it's wrapping around that specific text object, and we're going to type 0.14 on the top offset text box and then press enter. So that's the top offset. Go ahead and put in 0.14, press enter. Notice that it now gives that red outline around to show that we have our object move around there. And then with that said, the text wrap around the graphic as defined by the path created in Photoshop, the text wrap panel specifies the default offset. Now we're going to go ahead and flip over to page 44. Okay, deselect and then click the selection tool, then click the graphic to verify that the frame, not the graphic within the frame, is selected. So if it was selected within the frame, you'd see the outline around the windmill. Just to know that the frame is selected, you see the bounding edge there. And type -1.25 in the X location on the control panel. So we're going to do -1.25, press enter. And then on the Y location, you're going to put 3.8. And then it should look similar to the figure 80. In the wrap options section, click the wrap list arrow and select right side. Then it should look a little bit different as it does right there. Cruising on over to page 45, make sure we have the selection tool selected and the graphic is selected. Drag the left middle handle of the bounding box to the right so that it abrupts the left edge. So let's go ahead, left edge right there. And then go ahead and drag the bounding box on the bottom middle so it's at the left edge. And then click the pasteboard to deselect, and your object or your graphic should look similar to mine. I'm going to zoom out here. I'm going to go ahead and remove all of my panels there. And it looks like I'm missing some text. And I'm going to go ahead and press W, and yours should look similar to mine except I'm missing text up above. Let's see if I hit it. Well, no big deal. Hopefully you have a text box up here, but yours looks similar to mine. Go ahead and do a quick save, and then you can close out of this to move on to the next step. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go to page 449. We are on the home stretch. You're going to go ahead and open up 4-7. If it asks you to update the links, go ahead and do so. Now we're going to save it as AutoFlow. So do a File, Save As, and we're going to call it AutoFlow. And then step 2 says click the selection tool. and double click the page 1 icon on the Pages panel. So I'm going to flip back to the Pages panel, go ahead and double click page 1. The file on the application bar, click Place. So go to File, Place, and navigate and locate the Windmill Text Dock. Okay, now you'll notice that the pointer changes and changes to the loaded text icon. Drag a text frame in the position shown in figure 87. So what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag right here and release, and then we have a text frame there. Note that once you have drawn the text frame, the loaded text icon automatically changes to the black selection tool. Click the output of text frame and then position the loaded text icon over the right column on the page. So I'm going to click the output. Notice it changes. We're going to press and hold the Option key so that the pointer changes to a semi-autoflow loaded text icon. And still pressing and holding the Option key, click the top left corner of the right column so that a new text frame is created. And let's see, because you used a semi-autoflow loaded text icon, the pointer remains as a loaded text icon and does not revert back to the selection tool as the figure shown. So notice it's still there. Double click the page 2 icon. Then on page 2, in the top left corner of the column on the page, and go ahead and turn the page to page 50. A new frame is created and the text flows into the left column. Then we're going to go down again and click the output of the new text frame on page 2. Then we're going to go ahead and position the pointer over the right column on page 2. Press and hold Shift, note the change to the loaded text icon, and then click the top left corner of the second column. Okay, because you were pressing Shift, InDesign created text frames within column guides on all subsequent pages. InDesign has added new pages to the document. It just accommodated the additional autoflow. So let's go ahead and do a quick save. Now I'd like you to go over to the Pages panel and double click on page 4. So we double clicked on page 4, then create a horizontal guide at 5.87. So I'm going to go ahead and click that down. And we're going to put it roughly to about 5.87. There we go, 5.875. Click the left text frame to select it and drag the bottom middle handle of the frame's bounding box up until it snaps to the guide. Now notice as we do that, the text changes on the other pages. That's because we have the text flown to get auto-flowed. Now go ahead and do that to the right column as well. Double click the numbers 2 and 3. And double click the 2 and 3 on the Pages panel to center the spread in the document window. Go ahead and click View on the application bar and point to Extras. So point to View, then point to Extras, and then click Show Text Threads. We're going to click Show Text Threads, then click the right text frame on page 2. Now we're going to move over to page 4-51. Within the right text frame on frame 2 or on page 2 still selected. Press delete and then click the text. So press delete and then let's see, click the text frame remaining on page 2. As shown, you should compare your screen to figure 90. The text is reflowed from the first text frame on page 2 to the first text frame on page 3. Press and hold Command D and navigate to the drive and folder where your data files are saved, and then double click to Windmills PSD. So to Windmills PSD, double click that, and then click the top left corner of the right column on page 2. And you'll go ahead and see that it inserted the picture there. Create a horizontal guide at 5.37. Go ahead and click my guide so I can change it to 5.37 and it moves it there. Click the text frame on page 2, then click the output. And then click in the upper left-hand corner by that intersection between the guide that we've created, and notice that the text then fills there. Go ahead and turn to page 4-52. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick save. Double-click the page 5 icon on the Pages panel, then delete the 2 text frames on page 5. Click Layout on the application bar and click Margins and Columns. Change the number of columns to 3. Then click OK. Press Command D, and once it opens up the where your data files are stored, go ahead and click Sidebar Copy Doc. Again, we're looking for Sidebar Copy. Go ahead and double click that. Drag the loaded text icon to create a text frame as shown in figure 92. I'm going to go ahead and just drag and create a text box right there. Click Object on the application bar and then click Text Frames. So Object and then Text Frame Options, and change the number of columns to 3, then click OK. And notice it puts your text in 3 options. Go ahead and click the Type tool, then click to place the pointer before the W in Windmill. Click Type on the application bar and point to Insert Break Character and then select Column Break. And what that does is it moves all of the text over to another column. Click before the W in Windmill Productivity. Click Type, then click Insert Break Character, and then select Column Break again. And your page, and if you would have done it correctly like your teacher did not do, I'm going to click in front of Windmill Speed. I'm going to go to Type because I just undid with a mistake that I made. So we're wanting to put the text in 3 different columns. Sorry that I cannot read directions a little bit more carefully. So now it should look like this. Go ahead and do a quick save. Moving on over, we have 1 page left, and unfortunately I can only record 15 minutes at a time, so you're going to have to go on to part 5.